Yes, Rubishon.
Okay. 29 FA 14528, and you're Melissa,
Yes, I am.
and Kyle,
Yes, sir.
and is that Cadin?
Let's call this is Cadin.
Okay. Mr. Gregory Larson is here. Mr. Larson, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I approach? I have prepared findings.
You may. Thank you.
With the court's consent, I would call both Kyle Humphrey and Melissa Humphrey, and then question just one of them and ask the other one to confirm.
Sure. Why don't you just raise your hands? You can remain seated, and the clerk will administer an oath.
You just swear that the testimony you give here will be true, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Can both of you individually state your full name, please?
Kyle Terry Humphrey.
Melissa Mary Humphrey.
And Melissa, is your date of birth December 2nd, 1989?
Yes, it is.
And Kyle, is your date of birth August 14th, 1986?
Yes, sir.
Were the two of you married August 4th, 2010 in the city of Walker, county of Cass, state of Minnesota?
Yes, sir.
And you presently reside at 19442 161st Avenue, Park Rapids, Minnesota?
Yes, sir.
And have you lived in the state of Minnesota at that address or in Park Rapids here since October 2013?
Yes, sir.
And prior to that, Kyle, were you part of the military?
I was, sir.
And how long were you, what branch were you in and for how long?
Air Force, 5 years, 5 months.
And Melissa, are you a lifelong resident of Minnesota?
Yes.
And except for the time after you were married and with Kyle in the Air Force, have you always resided in the state of Minnesota?
Yes.
And is it your intent to stay within the state of Minnesota?
Yes.
And is it your desire for both of you to adopt Cadin Jeffrey Rubinstein?
Yes.
Okay, and is he currently 5 years of age?
Yes.
And was he born March 23rd, 2009 in the city of Bemidji, county of Beltrami?
Yes.
And has he lived with you since his birth?
Yes.
And is the birth father a Michael Dennis who's his father?
Kunsleben.
Okay. And best to your knowledge, he is consenting to this adoption.
Yes.
And he's had very little contact with Cadin since Cadin's birth.
Yes.
Best to your knowledge, Cadin does not own any real estate. He has no savings accounts, bonds, securities, personal property other than clothing, personal effects of little market value.
Yes.
And we have filed the child's birth certificate with the court.
Yes.
And he's not an Indian child, so the Indian Child Welfare Act does not apply.
Right.
And Kyle, is it your, Kyle, did you obtain physical custody of Cadin after your marriage of August 4th, 2010?
Yes, sir.
And has he lived with you ever since?
Yes, sir.
And did you additionally have another child?
I do, sir.
And who's that?
His name is Cole Jackson Humphrey.
And he's your son and Melissa's son?
Yes, sir.
And the four of you live together as a family union?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is it your desire that the relationship of parent and child be established between you and between Kyle and Cadin?
Yes, sir.
And Kyle, do you undertake this obligation fully, and do you agree to care for the child?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you are, if the court grants petition, you will be in all respects the father of the child, all obligations, duties, and liabilities the same as a birth father?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish the court to issue a decree of adoption by you for a change of name as follows? You wish the child's name to be changed from Cadin Jeffrey Rubinstein to Cadin Jeffrey Humphrey?
Yes, sir.
And Melissa, do you agree with everything Kyle just testified to?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have.
Is there any kind of contact agreement with the biological father? petition that that is in the best interest of Cadin?
I do, sir.
And Melissa, do you also believe that that would be in his best interest?
I absolutely do.
The court has previously reviewed the file. I have waived the one-year residency requirement. As this is a step-parent adoption, I have also waived the background study. The court does acknowledge receipt of a consent of parent to adoption from Michael Dennis Kunstlaven, dated May 5th, 2014, the time to revoke. That has passed. All things do appear to be in order, and the court will grant the decree. The court will grant the request to change the name of Cadin so that henceforth he is known as, make sure I got the middle name correctly, Cadin Jeffrey Humphrey. The court will sign the findings of fact, conclusions of law, order for judgment and judgment, and decree of adoption that Mr. Larson filed. And then you can seek amended birth certificate if you wish. And we'll have these documents available for you shortly, or we can mail them out to you depending on what your preferences are. Congratulations to all four of you and to the grandparents. I assume grandparents.
Great grandparents.
Great grandparents, wonderful. So congratulations.
Thank you.